welcome back. So today's episode, we're going to do what I'm going to call NHL Most. So it's kind of like, different. You're going to see. So that's going to be our tidbits in between the cards as we open them. And as you can see, we are going to we're going to do like goals and such like that. Tonight, we're going to open a couple packs from this, the 2021-2022 MVP Hockey Series. There's some pretty cool cards in these. I have done a couple of packs from different years, and I kind of like it. So let's get into it. I was reading on the box. Apparently, the Mascots have their own cards now, so that'll be interesting to see if we pull something like that. If eventually someone that knows what they're doing with cards and such sees this channel, let me know what the difference is between blasters, retail, cello packs and stuff like that. I know I must look like a giant noob to all you experienced collectors and stuff like that. But again, that's not the point of this channel. This is, I have a big passion for the game of hockey, huge Oilers fan. And yeah, I just want to be able to, use my free time to share that with whoever wants to listen. So as you can see, get a few packs. They're split between two. So do I hedge my bets and do I take, what do we say? Will we do four? Four tonight? It's six cards per pack, 15 packs per box. So we'll do four. We'll take two from the top. Or let's just see how we get on. So two from the top, two from the bottom section. It says there are two bonus packs included. So we'll do that for the time being. We'll see what that gets us on. So there's our 4 packs. Right, okay. And we'll just get her going. So to give you an idea what I mean by the tidbits between the cards tonight is, I'll give you the first one. So the first one is the longest game. So the longest game took place in 1936, and it was game 1 of the national semifinal. So and what I can read from that is that was what it was called before there was conferences in the NHL, like East versus West, and I believe there was one time where there was like the Campbells and the Wales conference. Anybody that's older than me that can tell me what that is, I don't know who they're named after and such, but yeah, so that was before the conference system was introduced. It was between the Montreal Maroons and the Detroit Red Wings, and they played the normal 3 periods of the game, and then they played 6 overtime periods. So that's just the crazy bits. So, right, so let's see what we got in the first pack. All right. Miro Heiskanen. Miro, again. They needed you earlier on in the series against Edmonton. If you had been there, I think it would have been a different kettle of fish. Andre Palat. Yeah, I was an Andre Palat fan for a while. Yeah, still rocking. Well, this was 2021, 2022. I need to update myself because, again, I'm going to look at these cards and just assume that we are in the year of these cards, but we are not. We are a few years past now. Oh, we have a Dave Perron autograph. That's going to go into some plastic. Always cool when you get an autograph, doesn't matter who. Dave Perron, another journeyman that's bounced around the league, has played for the Oilers. I liked him. Dirty player in front of the net, but decent player. Nuge, you get a plastic just because who you are. Nuge, great Oiler. Gonna miss him when he retires. Oh, Phil Kessel, Hot Dog Phil. Yes, Phil is known for eating hot dogs. Loves his hot dogs. Shame he went, yeah, but still has a cup. Though. And lastly, we got Patrick Hornqvist. Kind of funny story about Pat. I think it was when he went from Pittsburgh to Florida or from Florida to Nashville or something like that. He left all the equipment from the team that he was leaving on outside of his house and just left it on the side of the road because he couldn't care less because they had traded him. I guess he didn't really want to leave. So that's the first pack on. So let's do a little tidbit. So the most goals scored in a game, 21. That's happened twice. First one was in 1921 Montreal. Oh, again. The screensaver strikes again. Again. Remind me, Brian, you gotta set these things. Do not go to sleep on you. Or else memorize. 1, memorize your password. 2, memorize what you want to say. Anyway, 21, happened twice. 1920, Montreal Canadiens beat Toronto St. Patrick's. That's what the Maple Leafs are now. Beat them 14-7, so again, 21 goals. This happened again, 1985. Edmonton Oilers beat Chicago, 12-9. And you'd be damn sure, I'm sure that was back in Wayne Gretzky's heyday. Scoring some sweet goals. Do one more. So we got the most lopsided game. And of course, you're talking like running up the score. Not the coolest thing to do in hockey. Normally elicits not the best response from the team whom the score is being run up on. And really not really sportsmanship. So we're just going to go NHL because in international level hockey, you can run into some matchups in certain tournaments where the skill, like even though it's the international level, the huge disparity of skill level at that like in between those two teams would just blow you away. Like 1998 when the women's hockey was in Nagano, I think Canada probably did it too, but they had to play the host nation Japan. And the Japanese women's team, at that point, women's hockey was just starting to come into the Olympics, if that was not the first one that it was at. But yeah, they ran the score up on Japan, like hugely. But anyway, back to the NHL. So the NHL record for most lopsided game was, where was it? Here we go. 1944, Detroit Red Wings shut out the New York Rangers 15-0. I'd be interested to read into that game and see how many times were the goalies like switched and then were they switched back? Can you do that when you pull a goalie and then he gets the score ran up and can you do it? I don't know. It's interesting to look back on some of this stuff. Okay, so get rid of that. We got David Krejci. I like David Krejci. It's a tough guy to play against. Cam Fowler. Yeah, Cam. The Ducks. Ducks have just been in what seems to be a forever rebuild. Maybe this year. We'll see. Rebrand. Mighty Ducks. Anaheim. Bring it back. Bring the duck mask back. Okay? Who we got next? A rookie. Now, I'm pretty sure Finnish or Swedish? Finland. All right. Any Finnish people out there? I would love to know how to pronounce his last name. But it's a rookie card, so it gets a plastic. Because you just never know with rookies. You just never know what's going to happen. Case in point, Nail Yakupov. Need I say more? Philip Roenick. Drake Batherson. I think he's a D-man, and I feel like he's a D. Of course, this doesn't help me. This doesn't tell me what the position they play. Shoots right. Well, he's a right-handed shot. What the NHL needs more of. And lastly, we got Ice Battles. He's got his little stats. Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. I believe the same place as Nathan McKinnon, and it's really small. So, that's crazy that two amazing hockey players have come from there, such a small place. But kudos to Sid the Kid. Still love you for that overtime goal in the Olympics. And we even were, those parents out there that are into hockey and stuff like that, there are a lot of hockey themed, funny hockey books, but a couple that I picked up for my kid was like literally the hockey song, Stompin' Tom's hockey song that's just lyricized and illustrated. And the funny thing is you're like, I dare you to read that book without singing it. I guess that's I dare you if you get that. But the other one is the Golden Goal. So there's a really good book written about that Olympics and the Golden Goal and Sid the Kid scoring the Golden Goal. Okay, before we open this pack, let's do some stats. So the next three are super easy, right? So you're going to do most points. People that are new to this, a point is given to an assist or a goal, right? So you have most points in the career, most goals in the career, and you have most assists in the career. This should not come as a surprise to anybody that all three are held by Wayne Gretzky, right? Most points, 2,857. Most goals, 894. And most assists, 1,963, right? The only cool thing, you looked at Wayne Gretzky's records, and the game is different now than it was back then. He admits that too. But still, he's so far ahead of anybody that's near him that you're pretty much like, no one is ever going to change or to catch him. But that has been proven almost wrong because Ovechkin is very close. Very close. Well, the closest that anyone has ever gotten. And you're talking that Gretzky is 894 total goals in career, and Ovechkin is 853. How many seasons does Ovi have left? Does Ovi stay and play to try and catch Gretzky? Will he sit it out in Washington? Will he try to go somewhere else? Come play with Connor McDavid. I don't know. So now we're gonna go from career. Now we're gonna go to games. Like so in a single game. So first one, most points in a single game. Daryl Sittler, Toronto Maple Leafs, 10 points in a game. It's impressive. That is impressive. All right, let's open another pack. We got ourselves another Ice Battles card. First of all, we got Arvidsson, who will be donning the oil starting next season. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a full year of a few players. Yeah. Oh, we got a little something there, I see. So, Drew Doughty. Drew, please retire. Because I am scared every time you're on the ice with Connor McDavid. So please, just had a good run. Be like Dustin Byfuglien. Start fishing. Shout out to Dustin Byfuglien, who is now a professional fisherman. That is cool. Now, what do we got here? Oh, and as I live and breathe, we just were talking about these cool cards that belong to the mascots. So here we have Victor E. Green. Fuzzy alien fueled by unlimited stick tape. This hockey stick antennaed alien lives at the Stars Arena. So clearly, and he's clearly the Stars mascot. I feel like, well, Victor, you get some plastic. Because that is a unique card. Mascots. It's a cool insert. That is a cool insert. Actually, I like it. That I feel like looks like a Pokemon card. You know, let's throw it in this. Make it look extra legit. Now, we're talking. Who else we got left? Roman Josi, legendary defender, will end up in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Dougie Hamilton, cannot say the same thing about you. Not a huge fan of yours. Mikhail Sergachev, just Tampa in general. Not a fan of teams that circumvent the salary cap, especially teams that win. Las Vegas, Tampa Bay. But in the words of Kucherov, #1 bullshit. Okay, let's open another pack. We got time. We're only 15 minutes in. We can go a little again. Let's see, can we pull a couple more cool cards? Chris Kreider. Rough and tough. What happened to you in the playoffs this year? Not sure, bud. Grigory Denisenko, a rookie. Well, you know what we say. Ooh, and we have followed by a Blake Wheeler gold auto. Okay, let's put that down. I know you people are gonna be like, it's not like handwritten auto, it's a printed auto. It's an autograph, people. Okay? And for me, that is cool. So let's toss it in some plastic. New York Ranger now, I believe. Thank you for your time as a Jet. I feel like you played your best hockey as a Jet. Morgan Riley. Well, I'm only going to say one thing about Morgan Riley. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to be like, hoo-hoo. Connor McDavid made you look stupid. Anthony Mantha and Mark Stone. Again, I always wished he would have stayed in Ottawa. Ottawa needs to start retaining some of these players. Like I see that there's some rumor or something like that. Let's open a couple more. That Brady is up from the trade block. It's like, hey, at least keep a skilled Kachuk in Canada. All right, what do we got here? Seth Jones. Good defenseman, bad team. Joel Eriksson Ek. I always joke that defensemen or players with 3 names were Oiler killers. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. For years. And, yeah, I don't even need to continue that. You know I was going that. Alex DeBrincat, Chicago. Wow. It's a few teams ago, and we got a little bit of a signature on that one too. Oh, signature is a signature. Oh, Carter Verhaeghe. Florida. Carter Verhaeghe. Nicholas Backstrom. And Kevin Lankinen. I don't really know too many Chicago players. It's a team I don't follow much unless they're playing Edmonton. I will say, though, that I watched... Gosh, these computer screens, man. I will say that I watched the Stanley Cup when Patrick Kane scored that I think it's Philly. They scored that goal, and it was just like, he knew it was in, but no one else knew it was in Philly. The whole fans were like, what is going on? I would say that is out of all the Stanley Cups I've watched, that is the most anticlimactic win of a Stanley Cup. Like, it wasn't even just the win of a game, it was the win that got them the actual cup. And it was just like, so anticlimactic. And then they reviewed it. It was crazy. Right, before we open this one, I like this one. It was most assists in a single game. And I thought it'd be funny to word it like, it's a 4-way tie. Billy Taylor Sr. for the Detroit Red Wings did it ages and ages ago. 7 assists in a single game. And the other 3 are Wayne Gretzky, who did 7 assists 3 times in his career as an Oiler. So, yeah. Again, Gretzky. Do you need more reason as why he is the great one? Also, very enjoyable to have him as one of the panel during the playoff run down here in the States. Like, that's the coverage we got. And I like listening to him. And, yeah, listen, back to Oilers. Not saying that Messier didn't. I just couldn't stand listening to Subban, but we already discussed that. John Gibson deserves an award for just sticking it out in Anaheim. Jacob Chikrin, almost an Oiler. Now we got ourselves a fancy card. Where we at? Let's get it up here. Ooh, It's like the universe hates me. It's like the universe hates me. Here I am. This is funny. This is comedic. This should be the shtick of my channel. It's like I don't like players, and then I ended up like literally the next place pulling that. Well, PK, you know what? You not only get the plastic, you get the hard plastic for that, because that is just too funny. Welcome to the team, PK Steel Band. Oh man, I just can't not laugh at that. And when you watch, I'm sure when my wife watches this episode, she's gonna be like, "Oh, insert foot in mouth." So, Miles Wood, Braden Point, clutch player, and two clutch players. Look at those eyes. Like, look at those eyes. And you tell me that he is not on something, or he's just laser focused. Okay, what do we got up next? We got most goals in a single game. So this one I thought would have been like Wayne Gretzky or someone around there, but the most goals in a single game is 7 by Joe Malone, and it was done when he played for a team, the Quebec Bulldogs. So that was an NHL team back in the 20s, 1920. But yeah, I would have thought with Gretzky's scoring prowess that he would have done something like that, but surprisingly enough, most assists in a single, well, Gretzky, he did that 3 times, so he's got that one. But most goals in the game? Nope. And most points in the game? Nope. But most assists, he has most assists. Okay, what do we got? Brock Besser. I figured Vancouver did it wrong, should have shifted him and kept Bo Horvat. I just felt Bo was a good leader, but my sister's boyfriend is a Canucks fan, and if you're seeing this, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But definitely, if Besser had been healthy, wasn't Besser out for Game 7 against Edmonton? I feel like if he was there, it would have been a different story. John Carlson. Just mediocrely lucky? Is that a good way to put it? Like, he had that season where he just lit it up, and most of his goals were wrist shots and, Hail Marys, but kudos to you, man. Kudos to you for doing you. Cale Makar, Alberta boy. Where's he from again? Oh, he's from Calgary. Can't fault him for that, but again, Calgary, Edmonton, scouting. Why we weren't fighting harder for that player in the draft. But then, I'm probably going to look up on the draft and find out that we took someone as good. Probably not. Right, what do we got next? Jordan Stahl, the Stahl brothers. Hard men. Mark Stahl, looks like a caveman. TJ O'Shea. I have huge respect for this guy. Huge respect for this guy. It was heartwarming. I believe his dad had like dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that when he won the cup. And his dad got to, experience it with him. He also was one of the players to adopt neck guards again and the wrist protection, so that's cool. I think if more and more professional players do it, you're going to see it filter back down. Because from my experience, you're forced to wear it for minor hockey for a long period of time, but then you reach a level where you don't have to wear it. And then if you play in the World Juniors, because it's an international tournament, you have to wear it, and you see them strewn across the ice because they're just hanging on. They're not even there for protection. But yeah, I could be like Don Cherry, go on about equipment, but we'll save that for another episode. So yeah, TJ Ocean and Nico Hischier. Now Switzerland, am I right? Yep, boom, Switzerland. I feel like that was a trivia question. It was like, what European nation gives the best or most consistent first round picks, and no one knows that it's like, no one said Switzerland. Yeah, so what do we got? We got 3 more left. Yeah, we can finish this off. We can finish this off in a few minutes. Finish the box. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, speed round. Well, not speed round, but like let's open some cards, right? Oh, love this card. Love the back of that card. See that card. But this, see what I believe he's going to be. Will he be Yankton? Aaron Ekblad, don't like you. Fiala, don't like you. Oh, boom! Boom! We got the Montreal Canadian mascot. I'm going to say Youpi, but if that's not right, someone French-Canadian fan, Ruan Kent, if you're around, if you end up seeing this, let me know. But that is awesome. Orange furball. This French-Canadian furball can be identified by its distinctive cry of Youpi. That's cool. That is cool. I'm enjoying this insert series of the mascots. So we're two down. Third to, what is it, 30 something teams, 2 down, so many more to go. What do we got next? Ty Smith, Brady Tkachuk, Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman, though, we're talking as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Toronto mistake for letting him walk. Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're gonna pre-open a couple packs. We'll stack them. There we go. Do these in twos. So while I'm doing this, okay, we got most penalties in a single game. Now this is interesting because I'm going to recommend some. There's a documentary. It's called like Last of the Guardians or something like that, and it's about the enforcer role players of the NHL back when they were super influential. Like it was a huge role. It has since, like, the game has changed and stuff like that. And anyway, that's another thing we can talk about in another episode. But Chris Nyland is on the thing, or on the documentary. He explains, like, wasn't the bestest player, but he could fight, and that was what his role was, what he was expected to do. But anyway, Chris Nyland holds the record for most penalty. I'm not talking penalty minutes. We're talking penalties. Doesn't matter. 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. How many penalties he's received in a single game, and that was 10. That was crazy. He also is like, for when they do most penalty minutes, he's like second or third, but he has half as many penalties as the two above him. So that means his penalties were much more severe. More severe penalties, more severe penalty minutes. Okay, let's go. Dave Prawn as a blue. Toffoli just signed with San Jose. Apparently he's making bank. Oh, now. Oh, God. Oh, this is a hard one, but we said we're trying to collect this. So Stan, Frick, they even called him Stanley C. Panther? Come on, Florida. A little class. Yeah, nah, I'll read it anyways. Begrudgingly. This cat cools down from the Florida heat by rappelling onto the ice at BB&T Center. Well, Stanley, that was a tough pill to swallow, but that is just the part of this channel. Because, yeah, I get these thrown back in my face all the time. Okay, Mackenzie Weegar, Kaylen Addison, Jeff Carter. There's a cool thing about Jeff Carter. It's like a video of him and his family, and his kid is going through his hockey cards, and his kid pulls his card. I thought that was pretty neat. It was pretty cool. Just shows you that, like, yeah, even though their dad is like an NHL player, it's still like super cool. Like, they're so excited. Brayden Schenn, Jeff Petrie. Yeah, played for Edmonton. Should never have let him go. Tavares, bad move. Islanders, great job at getting rid of Tavares. I know it sucked, but look at it now. Who's laughing now? Evgeny Kuzi, gone from the Capitals now. Little nosy. Yeah. Grubauer, decent goalie. Giordano, don't like you. You took McDavid into that post, man. Kubalik, you played as an Oiler for like a season or half a season or a couple games or something like that. Yeah, didn't know you much. We got our Temi Panarin, the bread man. Again, where were you, bud? Hajo, you don't hear about him much anymore. And Randon, consistent, but again, we could talk about Colorado till the cows come home. What happened with Nichushkin? Wrong time. Pretty much just, I feel like it just took the wind out of the sails of their playoff run. Plus he's decent player. Okay. Right, we got our last few cards, and we are just past the 30-minute mark. So let's do this, guys. Let's get through this. Thanks again for joining us. Tim Stützle. For some reason, I have a vision the other night of Stützle and Draisaitl playing together. Yes, I know, because they're both German, but it would be cool. Because again, it's neat when they play against each other because they always get footage of them hanging out or talking or something like that. But yeah, Mats Zuccarello. Those are some colors. Christian Dvorak, Tarasenko. Oh, another one. Devin Taves. Miller, don't like you. Filardi, don't even know where you are. Kachuk, look at that. Again, look where your humble beginnings came from, you mouth guard chewer. Someone will put you in your place. Just like Cassian did. Then home decent defenseman. Jordan Eberle for the Islanders, playing now for the Kraken, I believe. Now, I miss Ebbs. Ebbs was a dynamic. I liked him as an Oiler. His backhand was art. Laser beam top shelf, which is not present in the NHL as much as it should be. Jacob Voracek, Svechnikov. I believe Svechnikov was the guy that tried to fight Ovechkin and got his rear end handed to him in the form of a knockout. Couturier, Pacioretty, Zacha, Provorov. I feel like some of these guys might be done in the NHL. I might be wrong too. I just don't like a lot of East Coast teams. If you're a West Coast fan, you don't put stock into East Coast teams as much. You probably should. Huberdeau, playing in Calgary now. Oh man, that must be a tough pill to swallow, bud. Timo Meier, Kopitar, Roslovic. Now what do we got here? Oh, see? You don't like him and the universe just slaps you in the face. An autographed JT Miller card. Just slapped in the face, guys. This is not my night tonight. Getting some cool cards, but of not the players that I was hoping. But still, a little bit of fun. We have another. I got another box of these ones. We'll take a break on these guys for a while. We'll get into that in a minute. So we finish off with Philip Deneau, Jamie Benn. I feel his days are numbered. I feel like he's running out of gas and kicks at the can. Darlene, Buffalo, man, silently building a good team. They got some good defensemen there. But yeah, so that's that. Perfect. That was a great little unboxing. Thanks again for joining me. Yeah, I think the next time around we'll probably try something a little bit older again. Some vintage cards. I got a few boxes of vintage cards. Vintage cards are always fun. You never know what you're going to pull there, and they always seem to be worth a little bit of nostalgia, because those are the guys that I know, or I know more of. But anyway, keep your sticks on the ice.